Hello, darlings. Happy holidays. Hello, my cherished ducklings. And I hope you're doing beautifully. I hope you're happy and healthy. And I thought, if you don't mind, I'd quickly start off with a little Christmas carol because I'm feeling very Christmassy. My new housemate's coming soon, so I'm very excited about that. And I'd like to send love to all of my friends out there, like Jennifer and Nancy and Katerina and all of you, because I love you very much. All right, ready? Just a brief Christmas carol. Silent night, holy night, all is calm, all is bright, round yon virgin mother and child, holy infant, so tender and mild, sleep in heavenly peace, sleep in heavenly peace. So what I wish you this year for Christmas is heavenly peace. And for Hanukkah, which starts on December 21st, and Kwanzaa, and winter solstice, and Festivus for the rest of us, and all of that. So usually Christmas, it's time to tell ghost stories. That's an old English, like Victorian tradition. We'll do that next week, right before Christmas. Tell you a couple of true ghost stories. Woo woo. So stick around for that. And I'm sorry I couldn't find my Santa hat. I don't know, maybe the cat ate it. Although I don't have a cat. Maybe the parakeets ate it. So I'm about to do our traditional psychic tarot weather, which is just like regular weather, except less damaging to crops. Speaking of regular weather, it has been a little rainy out here. I want snow. So I was very happy when I picked these cards today because they're exceptionally good. So as we know, the first card is the beginning of the week, which is now. Second card is the middle of the week, which is like the weekend. Third card is, the rest of the week until next Wednesday when we start it all over again. And so the first card, and forgive my nails, I've been doing I make resin epoxy jewelry, and it gets under my fingernails and I look like I'm in the last throes of something, but I'm not. But anyway, so the first card is, you might be feeling a little overwhelmed. I don't know about you, but whenever it's Christmas, it always seems like it's like I need 2 more weeks no matter what day in December it is. So if you're like me, you're wrapping things and addressing things and wishing you'd sent your beloved brother in England his wonderful gift a week earlier. But this is a card of feeling a little overwhelmed, but this is short-lived. I mean, the guy is holding a whole bunch of sticks, but he hasn't fallen over yet. So, woo! But the next card is really nice. I don't know, maybe you're getting Christmas checks, but you've got a new cycle of prosperity and abundance coming in, which I am very psyched about for all of us. I think that's great. Who couldn't use a little more prosperity and abundance? And speaking of which, if you want to have a reading with me, I'm having a sale. So you can contact me on Facebook at Peri Lyons, Perilyons. And I'll tell you about the sale for private readings. They're not cheap, but they're not as expensive as they usually are. Anyway, so this is a time of like abundance and feeling prosperous and happy. And then the last card is, I love this card. And this is for all my single friends, including me. A big love is right around the corner. This is when you get the Ace of Cups, it's either the return of an old love. Oh, hi, Lisa. Oh, Freehold, New Jersey. I'm from Rockland County originally, right where Freehold is. I'll be with you in a minute. Oh, and Lisa, while you're waiting, I'd like you to breathe in very deeply twice, and then blow out through your mouth like this, like you're blowing out a birthday candle. It stimulates the vagus nerve. Not the vagus nerve, which is where you wake up in a hotel room with 3 exhausted sex workers, a number of empty alcohol bottles, and wondering what you did with the last decade. But enough about my personal life. Okay, the vagus nerve is the one that regulates the central nervous system. So the this is a card of just happiness, often a card of a new great love approaching. Or if you're in a relationship, the reaffirmation of that love. It's also a card, I think everybody's going to have a wonderful holiday. And certainly the stars are aligned for that. The moon is in Taurus today. So if you're a Taurus, the next couple of days are really kind of lucky for you. They're what I call green light days. If you're a Libra, just hunker down and wait till it goes away. So that's about it. So that's the psychic weather, tarot weather. And that applies to everybody, even if you're just listening by accident. So, Lisa, I'm not Lisa. My name is Susan. No, my name's not Susan, but your name is Lisa. How are you?
Okay.
Good.
On this rainy Wednesday.
It is a rainy Wednesday. Rainy days and Wednesdays always get me down. I'm sorry, I took a singing lesson today and it just seems to have not gone away. So I like to connect to people through their birthdays. When is your birthday, my angel?
November 1st.
Oh, we love Scorpios. I'm a Pisces. I have a degree in Scorpio. I was married to one for 20 years. Scorpio is my favorite. Especially this week of Scorpio is a really good one. You guys, I know Scorpios get a rep for being like they can be a little mean, but actually they're really loyal and really kind is what I found. I think Scorpios are very profound. So how can I help you?
Well, I'm just having an issue with my career and health. So just wondering, if you could kind of direct me of what's going on.
I feel that. Do you have a nursing degree?
No.
You're in healthcare. You're a healthcare provider of some kind?
No.
Oh, I'm sorry. I thought you said my career in health. So
no, and my health. No, two separate.
Oh, and your health. I'm sorry. Okay. I was wondering because my guides kept saying, "No, idiot, that's wrong," and I'm like, "What?" She said she was in health. So, you're a very good administrator. You're a very good people person. You're in a difficult position at work because it's kind of an a-hole working with you. Who is that? It feels like you have a difficult boss or coworker right now. Feels like you want to get the hell out of there, to be honest with you. But
okay,
is that correct?
Well, in a sense, the operation's closing, and I was just notified that I'm getting terminated quicker than anticipated.
Okay, well, you are going to get unemployment, so that's good. Here's the thing. You are eminently hireable. And the next job you get is not going to be very far from now. It's going to be within 4 to 6 weeks is when you're going to get a yes, because you have a really good resume. And you've spent enough time you've had a few jobs, but you've spent a reasonable amount of time at each. In each, you've advanced. You're very responsible. You're very good at admin, and you're very good at managing people. Is that correct?
I would say I was in the sales role last time, this basic position.
Okay.
I really don't know if I want to do sales anymore.
I know sales. I was in sales for years. I was a personal shopper at Vuitton, and it's just like, it really gets to you after a point. Well, in that case, maybe why I'm getting all of this stuff about admin and people management is because it might be time to look into a different business. My guides are saying that the insurance business might be interesting for you, not necessarily in sales, but in some capacity, something where you can have, you can use all of your experience because your sales experience counts as experience. But I think doing something in admin and something to do with managing groups of people, but not necessarily in sales, would be easier and kind of more fun for you. Does that make sense?
It does. I was thinking, possibly changing, industries completely. So you're saying 4 to 6 weeks then?
I actually think if you send just apply to everything you can find, even if it doesn't seem like it. I think it would be a very good time to switch industries for you. I really do.
Okay.
The other thing is, in the meantime, you could have a little side hustle teaching people what you know. You've got a couple of different specialties. You can teach people sales techniques, for one thing. That's always useful. You can teach, oh my gosh, you're good at something else. Are you an artist of some kind?
Not really, no.
Funny. You have kind of an artistic quality to you. That's okay. I'm sorry about that. I'm usually right, but I don't know. I just sense this like creativity inside you that.
But I mean, I like to do cross stitch and that kind of, I really haven't been doing that. I would say I'm a little artistic, but not like painting or anything like that.
Yeah, no, artistic. You're creative. And cross stitch is very creative. My friend, I just got a whole bunch of embroidery floss from my friend Nancy, and I hope she isn't watching because now she knows what her Christmas present is. But I think embroidery and cross stitch is very creative. You're also very detail oriented, and you're very, very conscientious. And can I just tell you that is a very rare quality these days. You have a great work ethic, and I think any job you interview for, even if it's not in your previous career trajectory, is going to work out for you, because I see you going into something not in sales, but something where your attention to detail, your extraordinary sense of conscientiousness, your extraordinary work ethic. And honestly, I think you should be in charge of people. You have a really good way of managing people without letting them know they're being managed, if that makes sense. Let's see, hold on, let me see what I'm getting for you. You'd also be very good in any industry to do with wellness, beauty, cosmetics. So where you're not necessarily doing the selling. Oh, hi, Lorraine in Ontario. I'll be with you in a minute, but we're hang out for a couple minutes because I'm hanging out with Lisa, but I'm very glad you called. So just stay there and breathe deeply. I'll be with you in a minute. So Lisa, I hate to say this because I know you want to get out of sales. If you ever decide that sales is your thing, you'd make an incredibly good car salesperson. I don't know why they're telling me that, and that sounds like my version of hell, but you make a lot of money and you do have a great personality. But if you want to get out of sales, there's almost right now, every industry is looking for people who have a proven track record, which you do. Am I right?
Yes.
Yeah. You have high recommendations from any place you've worked. I want to say I'm really sorry that your place is closing down. That's awful, and I'm very sorry that happened to you because you're obviously a lovely and talented human. Okay, let's move on to your health. I'm really, really encouraged about what's out there for you, and I think let's say 6 to 8 weeks. But keep sending your resume out. You're very diligent. You're very responsible and very good at sending stuff out. Maybe update it a bit. You might want to work with like a resume coach or something like that. But go onto every job site you can find because people need you. You're eminently hireable. My feeling is that what you're going to find, and within 8 weeks, honestly, maybe a tiny bit later, but if you're not employed by like February 5th, I will be very surprised. And I'm tough to surprise. The other thing is I think you're going to get like a 15 to 20% increase in salary. So act as if, as my dad used to say, act as if you know that you are a treasure and a prize, which you are, and act as if, you're kind of doing them a favor by working for them. And I think that's really going to work out for you. Now, let's talk about your health for a minute. Now, before I say anything about your health, remember that this is for entertainment purposes only. I'm not a doctor, nor do I play one on TV. But one of the things I'm getting is that are you having some chronic pain?
Yes.
Yeah. Is it in your hip joints or am I projecting? 'Cause I have that.
No. Yeah. Hip, groin. Yeah.
Yeah.
Thighs.
Okay. Have you gotten an X-ray? Because it feels to me like you might have some osteoarthritis, or you might have a slightly small hip socket for the. So, have you gotten an X-ray?
Yes. In the past.
Go to your doctor, get an X-ray. You have in the past, but right now, it feels to me like there's something like immediately diagnosable and immediately fixable. But I feel for you. Is it your left hip or your right?
It's actually both. Like I have trouble getting up from a chair.
Yeah, I know, right?
Pain kind of when I walk. Like.
And we're so young. Why should this be happening to us? I don't get it. But it does feel to me like, did your mother or father have a condition? It feels like to me like this is a genetic condition. It also feels to me like it's treatable and it's not going to be there forever. So I would get an updated hip X-ray. In the meantime, maybe take some supplements like glucosamine and what's that CoEQ enzyme and some fish oil. They're very good for sort of oiling the joints, but it just feels to me like it might be osteoarthritis. And in any case, go back, see your doctor if you can get an appointment in this century, and get a hip X-ray because that'll clear everything up. I don't think you're going to have a hip replacement if that's what you're worried about. I think this is treatable without doing that. Does that help at all?
It does. But just like they thought I had fibromyalgia as well, which is like a whole body all over pain syndrome.
Oh yeah. No, I feel that. But it is all over pain. I get that. But the other thing I can recommend is it's mostly in your head. Oh, your hip. Okay.
No, my hip.
I'm hearing.
My hip and the thigh.
Yeah, that's what I was getting.
That area.
Yeah. That's what was radiating out. So if I was right about your hip, I'm right about your job, baby. So
okay.
Let me know what happens, okay? Because I have huge belief in you. I think this is going to be a very good year for you. I really do, and I'm kind of glad you're out of that place. I don't think they appreciated you, and I think where you're going, they will appreciate you because you're eminently appreciatable. All right, my love. All right, let me know what happens. Contact me on Facebook. All right, thank you.
I will. Thank you.
Take care.
Much.
You made my evening.
Bye-bye.
I love Scorpios. Miss Ontario, where are you?
I'm right here.
Hello, darling. I'm sorry, tell me your first name again.
Lorraine.
Oh, Lorraine. Oh, I love that name. Sweet Lorraine.
Thank you.
You have your own song. It's such a movie star name. Okay, my darling. I like to connect people through your birthday. So when's your birthday?
July 20th. I'm a Cancer.
Yay! Water sign evening. What Pisces? I love Cancers and Scorpios. Yay! And July 20th is I have a lot of good friends. That's a great day. We like you. How can I help you, my angel?
I have a few questions. First one is finances.
Oh, you and me both.
Yeah.
Well, it's funny. Right before the show, my guides were saying that in my introduction, I should tell people, well, I don't know if they have this in Canada. They have it in America where you go to your state. If they have it in Canada, look it up because there's some money somewhere for you. It feels like either an inheritance or a payment you never got. In America, we have this thing where you go to the state government website and you go to the comptroller and you look for unclaimed funds. And my feeling is, I don't know if you have unclaimed funds in Canada. It should be completely free. You're not going to pay anybody for it. I feel like there's some unclaimed funds waiting for you because before, as I said, before the show, my guides were like, unclaimed funds, unclaimed funds. I'm like, what? What? It's Christmas. Saw it off.
I've never heard of that.
So, yeah, just write down unclaimed funds and then do a Google search for Canada. Or if you've ever lived in the States, look there too. But I feel like there's something there waiting for you that you don't know about. That's one thing. The other thing is, are you working right now?
I am. Okay, I'm self-employed.
Yeah, yeah. It might be time to look for a part-time day job. I hate to say this, but as a self-employed person, it's getting a little rough out there. Yeah. And you're somebody, you're very, despite what you think, because I think you think you're not, I think that you think that you're not, I got lost there, sorry. I think you think you're not very employable. You are. You have a multitude of skills. You have like 4 lives so far. Am I right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. And each of those lives you've been productive in. So,
yeah.
It's just it's a hard moment to be self-employed because everybody's sort of like, ugh. So if you can look around where you live, one second. Well, you're somebody else who's very, very good. It's interesting. You're both right and left-brained, which is to say that you're both creative and detail-oriented. What's that like? And can I borrow some? Cancers are also traditionally very good with money. So I think you're somebody who's very good at manifesting money. Forgive me for using the M word. I don't usually, but you are somebody who is very good at manifesting money. So what I would do is come up. Yeah, right? I know. What I would do is come up with an amount you want, write it down, look at it every day, write down what you have to offer in exchange, like your wit, your humor. You're very funny. I mean, in regular life, we're a little stressed out right now, and it's a short show, but you're very funny. You're very articulate. You're a natural teacher. You're very good at teaching people things, which I'm in awe of. I have no patience. I'm like, why don't you know this already? What's wrong with you? But you are a natural teacher. You're very good at a lot of things. The world is the mollusk of your choice. The world is your oyster.
So do you see that?
I think that what's going to happen is if you get a day job for about 6 months, I think actually might be a full-time job. But what's going to happen is because, as my late dad used to say, the more you do, the more you can do. You're going to find that the structure of having a day job is going to trickle down to the structure you have for your own work. So I don't think you're going to have to work more than 5 or 6 months at a day job. But I think the solidity and the security would be very good for you. And I do think it's actually going to do your day job, your self-employed thing a lot of good. Do you mind if I ask what your self-employed thing is? I'm not quite picking it up.
I'm a life coach. And
great.
I'm also a psychic medium. I do what you do.
Oh, okay. That might be, I'm having a tiny bit of trouble picking up on you, which I have with other psychic mediums. So congratulations.
Yeah.
You're the real deal. Listen, you might want to talk to the producers at the station. We're always looking for talented people. And I think you're very good at your job. I think like a lot of psychic mediums, you're not very good at
my job.
Yeah. You're not very good at self-promotion, is what I'm getting, right?
I suck at that. 100% I suck at it.
Yeah, you and me both. And that tends to be a thing because as psychics and as mediums, we kind of operate in a different, I don't know. I feel like I never got the How to Be an Adult handbook, or if I got it, it got lost in the mail, or the cat ate it, or something. Hold on. So I understand that, but you have a lot to offer. You're actually, and I never say this because there's so many people out there who think they're psychic mediums and aren't. Except the people, I have to say, the people on A1R Radio and Moonstruck TV are all genuinely good. But you're the real deal. So what I would do is get a day job, because us psychic mediums, especially as water signs, we need a little structure. It's hard for us to get self-motivated. I've got 60 seconds. So what I'm going to say to you is look for something that won't take too much psychic energy from you as a day job, whether it's part-time or full-time. I kind of recommend full-time for about 6 months, because we have to feel...
Coming?
What?
I kind of have.
I do. I think it'd actually be very easy.
Coming. Yeah, I have a lead coming.
Yeah,
for the new
you do
year,
have
January, February.
Yeah, I really think, again, you're somebody who, if you're not employed by February 25th, I'm going to be very surprised, and I'm very hard to surprise. We've got 15 seconds, so I'm going to say try that. Don't worry too much about finance. Check out the unclaimed funds thing. I don't know if they have it in Canada, but I suspect they do. And I think there's something there for you. And that's the end of the show, but I'm so glad you called. And good luck, and let me know what happens, okay? I'm Peri Lyons, Perilyons. Find me on Facebook, and just let me know how you are, because I'm really nosy, and I care. And that's it. And you look great in that color, by the way.